Hello, my name is Debra Baker, and I am so delighted that you have joined us for this short meditation. We are continuing a series on healing our deeply healing our inner selves using a Hawaiian healing technique called Ho'onoponopono. So get into comfy clothes, relax, and let's get started. So as usual, let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. Holding it for a moment and then letting it out nice and slowly. And now fill up your lungs a little deeper. So fill up your chest and your back. Just taking a nice deep breath. Hold it for a moment and then and now I invite you to take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Fill up your chest, your back, and your belly. Just fill it all up. A little bit more. Hold it for a moment. And let it go. And I want to share with you before we get started relaxing our bodies, or maybe as we get started relaxing our bodies, I came upon an awareness technique, or an awareness of a technique this week. And I can't exactly remember, how I put the pieces together. But if you are feeling stressed, here's what I've been doing when I'm feeling stressed, because I've got some kind of virus going on that I'm fighting off. And whenever we're sick, it's stressful. So what I invite you to do, if you're feeling any kind of stress, or even if you're not, is take a deep breath and then hold your breath. So either hold it and tighten your abs or clench your fists or whatever you want to do, but hold your breath for a moment and then let it out. So often we're told, breathe. But I have found that this holding your breath technique works so much better for me, and here's a little secret. So when I get really stressed, my blood pressure goes up, and I have a little blood pressure cuff at home, and I measure it. And so I was having some fun with it, and so I took my blood pressure, and it's elevated but not high. And then I did this technique where I just held my breath, kind of did, 20 or something. And then let it out. And then did it again. Took my blood pressure and it had gone down. So then I did it a few more times and my blood pressure was lower than what's considered optimal after the 3rd time. It was all the proof I needed on the outside to prove to me what I already knew on the inside was. And this is different from holding your breath because you're stressed, like the flight, fight, or freeze. This is not the freezing. This is a deliberate holding your breath, counting to a certain number, and then letting it out. I don't know the science of it. All I know is that it's been working for me, and I wanted to share it because I truly care about you. So let's quickly get to relaxing our bodies. So press your feet and your lower legs, your knees, and your upper legs together. And if you want to, try that technique. Take a deep breath. Press them together. We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let it go. And now we'll do the pelvis. So pull up your pelvic floor, pull in your hips, your lower torso. Just imagine kind of giving your pelvis a hug. Pull it in, hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it go. And I think probably it's better to hold it for longer, but I don't want to take my whole video up holding our breath and letting it out. So now let's do the midsection, your tummy, your sides, your back, and your chest. So just pull everything to the midline. Hold your breath. Take a deep breath. Squeeze it all in. Pull your abs in, your sides, like you're squeezing your rib cage. And then let it out. And now, clench your fists. Pull your fists up to your shoulders. And pull your arms to your sides. And just squeeze your hands, your wrists, your arms. Let's take a deep breath. Squeeze it all to our bodies. Clench your fists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it go. And now my favorite one is, tuck your chin. Pull your shoulders up to your ears. My microphone probably sounds funny. Pull your shoulders up to your ears. Squinch up your face. Take a breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drop your shoulders. And now you have also increased the blood flow to your entire body. So congratulations. Congratulations to us. We're taking care of ourselves. So the first 2 sessions of this Ho'oponopono were about healing our baby selves, our toddler selves, and then our preschool selves. So now we're going to heal our elementary and middle school selves. And I don't know a single person who has not had some trauma in middle school or elementary school. Either a teacher who was hateful. I had a teacher who was bipolar, so you never knew which teacher was going to show up that day. And I had her 2 years in a row. And so that's hard on a kid. And I'm sure that everybody listening has some horror story they can tell. I had a friend tell me that the teacher told her in front of the class that she had BO, body odor. And oh God, it just broke my heart. We are innocent little children. We were innocent little children. And, people who deal with us on a daily basis and see that, we're people, we're, souls in these children's bodies, sometimes forget that we are still children. So let's first remember that about ourselves. And I'm going to have some quiet so we can just kind of go back and see what comes up, whether it's a memory from 1st grade or 8th grade or somewhere in between, or maybe several memories. So I invite you to just think about there's a bowl in front of you. And all these memories, just kind of, it's a big, sweet, pretty bowl. And just kind of drop these memories in. Until you see this bowl full of memories. And now when you're going to practice the Ho'oponopono, you are speaking as kind of the voice of the universe to these memories. So it's like the universe, or whoever's voice that memory needs to hear, that's who they will hear. So the first statement, as you may remember, is I'm sorry. So imagine yourself in any of those memories hearing someone say, I'm sorry. Kind of go through the memories one at a time and feel yourself. And I'm going to try to be quiet. Feel yourself as that injured child. Hearing the I'm sorry that never came. And know that there is some place in the universe, in your soul, in your heart, that is saying to those memories, imagine you've got that bowl full of memories in front of you, saying, I'm sorry, and feeling yourself as the wounded child, feeling that I'm sorry. Take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. And you don't have to follow my rhythm or even take a deep breath if you don't want to. So if you want to hold your breath longer or shorter, do what you need to do. I fully support you in your healing, in your experience, whatever it needs to be. And so imagine looking at that injured person in your bowl full of memories, hearing the next statement, which is, please forgive me. There is a part of our souls that is timeless. And that part of you is hearing, please forgive me. That part of you that experienced that hurt, that wound, is hearing this. Please forgive me. And know that that part of you that needs to hear, please forgive me, hears it. And it may take, a little while, a few days maybe, or I don't know, for that part of you to really take that in, that I'm sorry, please forgive me. And imagine it as though the person who harmed you is saying it. Or as adult you is saying to your sweet, precious young self, I'm so sorry you went through that. I wish forgiveness in the situation, because forgiveness is about freeing ourselves from being tied to the wound. And so the third statement is, I love you. And so look at each of those memories and imagine the voice of the infinite, or the voice of the perpetrator, or just someone who loves you, speaking into that memory. I love you. I love you. And take in that I love you. And now look at that bowl of memories and remember those times. And you can do this again and again as new memories come up. But imagine those times hearing the words, the last statement, thank you. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for what you endured. Thank you for being so precious. Thank you. Just look at each of those memories and thank yourself, your child self, your inner self, your higher self. And hear the universe saying thank you, because every one of your experiences brought you to who you are today. Every one was part of the stepping stone on this path of your life. So thank you. And if you have found yourself looking back on a hurtful memory or a time when you were deeply wounded and saying to yourself that didn't have to happen, I invite you to let that go. Let go of any shoulds or what ifs and just accept it did happen. We can't change that it happened, but we can send healing love energy into it, so that you can rise from it like a phoenix out of the ashes. You can triumph over it. Thank you. Take a little moment to imagine a sense, deep and profound sense of healing going to each of those memories. And I've seen all sorts of things happen. I've personally experienced all sorts of things happen in this process. One of them is to gain greater insight into the person who hurt you. Because I'm sure you've heard the saying, hurt people hurt people. And so we also hope and envision that this practice also frees them, whether they're still on earth here or not, just to kind of heal that lineage that ultimately goes forward to you and to your children and grandchildren if you have any. So let's take another deep breath. Get ready. I'll talk for a moment so you can get your breathing cycle in tune with mine, and then take a nice deep breath. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let it go. And congratulate yourself. Good job. You did a lot of healing work for yourself today. Give yourself credit for it. So thank you for sticking with us through this meditation. And I want to remind you that you are whole and perfect, exactly as you are, and you are healing. You are taking in this deep, deep healing through grace. You are creating safe places for yourself. That is so, so powerful. So I want to thank you again, and I want to remind you that the one presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the one presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.